I'm ready physically, mentally. Whoever my opponent is, he's not gonna take the heat that I'm gonna throw at him.
What's the goal for 2019?
2019, I'm gonna be more busy. I'm gonna be fighting February 16th, and I shouldn't be in the ring any later than April. We met up with Al Heyman about 2 times with Richard while I was recently sick. He explained to us, after this fight, I'll be moving to LA and I'll be working with Roberto Alcazar, if you guys are familiar with him. I'll be adding him to my team. I won't be removing my dad or my uncle because these are the people that brought me to where I'm at, but I do believe we do need a little bit more. That's why we're bringing in Roberto Alcazar, because he's had much more experience. He's been in these 12-round fights, and I believe we're gonna need him.
Why Alcazar of all the choices you had here in LA?
Because for one, because he's very comfortable with my uncle. My uncle David was the one who actually reached out to him and spoke to him. We've came down to his gym a couple times, and the few times that we've worked with him, we've worked very comfortable with him. Seems like I can understand clearly what he's trying to explain to me, and he's close. You know, he is also.
We like to use smart people, wise people.
Because
and the way we train, it's very wise, very smart. So he thinks the same way. So
yeah.
What do you want to show your fans this Saturday?
This Saturday, I'm gonna show them who the real deal at 130 is. I'm gonna show them that there's been a lot of smoke and mirrors, and I'm gonna prove to them why I'm an Olympian, why I'm an undefeated boxer, why my record is, why these fighters can't make it to the last round with me. I'm gonna prove to them. That's what I will show them all 2019. 2019 is all business. It's unfortunate that I had to break my hand and I got sick, but yeah, we're not but this is not a sprint, this is a marathon, and me and my team are in the right hands. We're with Richard Schaeffer, we're without Heyman, and you know, many people ask me, why did you work with why did you sign with Richard Schaeffer? Why didn't you go with Top Rank? Why didn't you go with Oscar? If you pay attention to Oscar and all these fighters, Oscar has a prospect who's doing really good, and once that prospect loses, what does Oscar do? He goes and he signs the person who beat him. I don't want to do business with that guy. I believe I'm in the right hands. If you see somebody like Richard, when Abner Mares lost to Leo Santa Cruz is a recent fight, I seen how Richard Schaeffer stayed with Abner. He followed him to this locker room. Like, he doesn't leave his fighters. This is somebody who really cares about his fighters. So that's why I believe I'm in the right hands, and I'm taking the right steps to become a future star.
So you don't think he really cares about the guys?
Not really, no. They say it's all business and it should never be personal, but I don't want to do business with somebody like that. And yeah, I do believe that. I believe that he's just in it for the money. I don't believe he's really in it to watch over his fighters. That's just me.
And Pops, you have more perspective. You've lived longer. What do you make of that?
you know what? Like my son said, we follow Richard because he's been real. He's been with us since day one. And Carlos, when he got sick for about 6 months, Richard was there for us all the time. He got ill for about 6 months, and Richard was there all the time, calling, you know, how's Carlos doing? And he's always there. So we were happy with him, Richard.
You know? So you got sick. What do you mean? Like, what happened?
I had just gotten sick. You know, I don't really want to go into too much detail, but doctors had to pull me out of the gym. I couldn't be in the gym. I couldn't be training. But I'm good to be back. It feels really good to be back. Like I never left. You know, feels like I never left. It feels like it was just a little speed bump in the road. But we're full throttle this year.
Talk about you know, no hype and all that kind of, you know, like, is that directed towards anyone, or is that, you know?
Nah, I just said no hype needed because there is a lot of hype. I believe that a lot of these fighters trying to put themselves on in a way, they try to put themselves up there by hyping themselves up by saying, oh, I can beat this guy, this guy's no good. But in reality, these guys are not lying. They're lying to all the media, but on top of that, they're lying to themselves, saying that these guys are not that good. And that's why I'm saying don't believe the hype. You know, actions speak louder than words, and Saturday night you guys are gonna see who the real deal is.
Here, one more question, guys.
What's up, my boy Raul?
Any more questions?
Any more questions? We're good?
What kind of performance do you want to KO? You're gonna get out of there early? What's it gonna look like on Saturday?
Saturday night I'm gonna go in there calm. I'm gonna take my time. You know, I'm gonna be patient, but regardless, I don't think my opponent's gonna take the heat, like I said. And this will be my last 6 rounds. I'll be moving into 8 rounds after this, and yeah, I'm ready to go.
Has it
nothing left to say.
gone the way your career that you thought it would at this point?
Yeah, pretty much because as far as if you guys see my fight as well as my brother's fight, my brother has been improving, so have I. So I believe me and my brother have been doing the right things, the right adjustments into becoming a pro. It was a little bit of a hard transition for my brother because he didn't have much amateur fights, but for me, I believe I have the abilities and stuff to quickly get into the pros and to the higher rounds because I fought 7 fights in the World Series versus the best fighters in the world. So I've seen these styles, I've seen them all before. My sparring partners, I thank them all for the work that I've had, but yeah, me and my sparring partners got it in this camp, and Saturday night you guys are gonna see all the work that I put in. What you do in the dark puts you in the light, and I'm ready to shine.
You heard any of your sparring partners?
Yeah, my boy Dotto, my boy Juan, you know, we did a lot of work with professionals up north, and just stay tuned, keep it locked. It's showtime.
There it is.
Thank you guys. See you guys Saturday.